What's up, everybody? This is Mico, and I am here with Fred. He's going to talk about his project, maybe how he met me and how we got this started. And then we're going to go from there. Welcome, Fred.
Hey, Mico. And let me just say it's my honor and privilege to be with you. If I seem a little more somber and laid back than when we met, then that's for a reason because I'm grinding and I'm pushing pretty hard. I also had an encounter this morning with my target audience, and you guys will understand what I'm saying here in just a second. But my name is Fred Robinson Jr. You see, I'm an African American male. I've been working with the K through 12 population for about 30 years. I was a senior pastor. I was ordained, and well, I guess I am ordained. You never lose that. And I led a congregation for a while. But all the while I was leading the congregation, I realized that my heart was in the street. My heart was in the schools. My heart was in the court system. I do well wherever I am. I just because I care about people and I'm going to give them 100%. But I knew that my calling and my purpose was to do this initiative. All right. So, what is the initiative? The initiative is helping young people to love themselves, help them to see themselves in a different light. And then, as they see themselves in a different light, they can appreciate the value of other human beings. It doesn't matter what their social status is, it doesn't matter what their age is, it doesn't matter what their gender, their cultural background. If you feel good about yourself, I have come to find in my own personal walk and in experience in 30 plus years dealing with students. If you help a person feel good about themselves, then they're less controlled by fear and they will be more willing to help other people. And then you leverage that. You know, someone strong in this area and someone weak in this area, you combine your strengths and each of you are able to go across the finish line together having achieved your goal, and that's my program. Now let's cut straight to the chase because I'm all about the frivolity and all of that. Okay, I'm not in a fluff mood today. I'm in a let's get in your face mood today.
Ugh.
Okay, Miko, I'm sorry, but all right, I'll be that other guy another day. This morning, this morning, I'm grinding you all to finish the funding of my program, and so I'm doing a ride share situation. Picked up two young ladies this morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning, and they were going to work. Turns out the young ladies were sisters. One is a junior in high school, and one is a sophomore in high school. Okay, being a person of faith, I was moved not to keep quiet. If I see an issue that I know I have the ability and the resources, whatever it is, to make a difference, then I'm going to do that, irregardless of what anybody else is doing, because I love to improve the quality of life of human beings. So, started talking to the young ladies, um, and I did my best to keep it sort of washed and light initially, because when they got in my car at 8 o'clock this morning going to work, they reeked of marijuana.
Oh, wow.
Two young ladies, one a junior in high school, one a sophomore, they're sisters.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, I'm not coming to the defense of them because I don't know them. But what if they walked into that smell and that smell clinged on to them? That happened to me all the time. And I don't smoke.
Absolutely. and
Okay.
you're hitting on a point that after about 5 minutes in, I asked them because I was taking them from one side of town to the next to go to work. And I said, why y'all work way over here? And I mean, and they said, well, we live over this way. You picked us up from our cousin's house. Ha ha. So I immediately shared with them my sorrow. I said, I put y'all in a box. I'm sorry if I have stereotyped you or come to a conclusion that you were smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
I said, please forgive me. Okay. I said, however, because they didn't say one thing one way or the other, but I
Right.
made sure that I let them know that I am up for correction because it's all about the truth that I was trying to give them. So then I asked them, I said, hey, somebody tell me, what does first impression mean to you? And it was quiet for a while. And then the older one said, well, say that again. I said, first impression. She said, what do you mean? Tell me what you have, what's in your mind. I said, when y'all got in my vehicle, you had a first impression of me. And when y'all got in my vehicle, I had a first impression of you. And so the young lady said after a while, she says, well, first impression is what you think about a person when you first meet them. I said, absolutely. I said, now, I need you all's permission. Now, mind you, I was quiet for the first 5 minutes of the ride, and my spirit was just stirring on the inside of me, man. I mean, grandpa, dad, big brother, uh,
Uncle.
uncle, warrior, preacher, all of that, man. And now I told you I'm a person of faith, so I believe that there's a God talking to me. So he's saying to me, okay, so why are you embarrassed? Why aren't you sharing the love that I have for them? What are you holding back for? Okay, you say you love me. This is God
Right.
talking. You say you love me. Then these are my daughters. I made them in my image and in my likeness, and they have given a wrong first impression. And I asked them, I said, okay, now I'm a person of faith. I said, are you all young women of faith? And both of them said, yes, we are. I said, okay. I said, so if someone did not know the God that you say you know, and based on your definition of first impression, what would that person think about your relationship with your God based on how we met each other today? In other words, you reeking. What are they going to think if you're testifying to them about your God and you smell like weed?
Right.
So the point that I'm making, that I was hopefully made with them, is you have to guard your image. You have to guard your integrity. And then I shifted gears a little bit and I told them about a previous ride share just last week with two older, just happened to be African-American men. I would say they're in their mid to late 30s. Okay, they boasted of being friends for 25 years. Okay. And it didn't take long before I introduced, I'm a person of faith. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And, God bless you today. And I always thank everybody for the ride share, because what it does is it gives me an opportunity. By the time I get them to their location, I'm going to tell them about my mentoring program. And then I share with them that their fee or whatever they paid is helping me to finish up the final touches on my mentoring program. Okay. All right. So with these guys, it didn't take long at all. I could tell what's in their heart, just like I could tell what was in Mico's heart. All right. So we ain't gonna go with the Mico part. We staying over here right now. All right. So behave yourself, Mico. Behave yourself. Okay. Okay. So I'm telling these young ladies, I said, these other guys they did a first impression that was pretty horrific for me. I said,
Mhm.
because they were talking about an encounter they had with a young lady. Now, I didn't ask them what business they were in, but evidently they do something with a virtual business, and young ladies appeal to them for whatever reason, and they interview them, and they whatever. Okay,
Okay.
so they were talking. I told the girls, I said they were using so much foul language in identifying this young lady that it hurt my heart.
Wow.
So they were using the words, man. I mean, just throwing it out there, talking about this young lady. And I said, because now I'm talking to my high school girls about their image, okay,
Mhm.
their self-esteem and their self-worth. So, in reference to them coming out of their cousin's house smelling like weed, I said, you have to be more conscious
Right.
of who you are and your value. Because if you're not careful, you're going to demean yourself by hanging around with people who really don't value you at all. And
And
I
they're
want
young too.
I
They're young,
understand,
you
I
know?
understand, I understand, and I understand. However, when are we going to stop making excuses
You're right.
for
You're
making
right.
excuses? That's all I'm saying. Right?
Okay.
So now the young ladies were quiet and all that, and I shared with them the reason why. Now here comes the segue. I said,
Okay.
I love you all too much to let this moment go without telling you exactly why I asked you those questions and why I'm so direct with you this morning. I said, I'm a mentor. I do a kindergarten through 12th grade mentoring program, and it's called Kids with Purpose. I help young people feel good about themselves, then feel good about others, and then help each other to find their purpose. All right. The one young lady who was the older one, she said she wants to do hair. I said, okay, that's good. Uh-huh. Okay, you want to do hair. All right. So I left that. Ain't nothing wrong with doing hair. Don't come on,
It's how
cosmetology.
it's how you said it. Like, okay. No,
Okay.
I'm joking with you. Go ahead.
And then her little sister wanted to do something in, I think she said some kind of anesthesiology or something. She wanted to do something medical. I said, okay, good. I
Okay.
said, now, I said, if you all will allow me, because you all could have told me, Mr. Fred, we don't want to hear what you're talking about. Please just take us.
Right.
Okay. So I said, because you all didn't shut me down, I said, I have a gift for you. And I pulled out my business card. All right. Same one I gave to you, Mico. And I said, listen, maybe by the end of this year, but certainly within the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to see this program, right? Whether it's in schools around the country, around the world, whether we're on YouTube, PBS stations, Saturday morning, whatever it might be. I said, you're going to see this program. And I said, I would love for you all to be a part of what I'm doing. And as a gift to you, if you will hold on to this thing as a gift to you for allowing me to challenge you for greatness a little bit, I said, I'm going to bless you. And I said, I don't know whether it's going to be money. I don't know whether it's
Right.
going to be a position. I don't know. I said, but please hold on to these cards. Send me an email or a text message the latter part of the year, whatever it might be. And I said, God loves you all so much that he wants to do something for you, to totally show you that if you will allow him to bless you, he wants to take you into realms that'll blow your mind. But you have to guard your first impression. And
Yes.
and they by that time we got them to work, and I said, God bless you, young ladies. And they said, thank you, God bless you too. Got out the car and you know. So what is my program, you all? I told you that story to give you a testimony. For me, um, If something is not burning on the inside of you, you need to leave it alone, because you won't endure the pressure of making that thing happen. For me, I have been through family abuse, psychological and physical abuse. For me, I had family members to sexually abuse me. Okay, so I fought through all of that. For me, I fought through addictions because of the emotional and psychological abuse against me. After a while, you have no tools to deal with it, so you default to try to alter your mind frame just to be able to deal with this stuff. Okay, so coming out of high school and college, I was addicted to marijuana and to casual drinking, and certainly to promiscuity. All right, and it took God taking me from Ohio down to Florida and sequestering me. I liken it to going into a detox program where you voluntarily sign yourself into something and you're under someone's authority. And okay, so I did that, man. I took a job from Ohio down into Orlando back in 1982, and God started a work on your brother. All right, to be able to then take all of those practices, all of those ills, and all of those things that had me just compartmentalized. I think I mentioned to Mico before that I learned how to put on a face, because when I was with this part of the family, my mom and dad divorced when I was 2 years old. And my mom later on, now, probably about 35 years later, she confessed to my wife and I that was one of the worst mistakes she ever made, was divorcing my dad.
Oh, wow.
And she talked about how my dad talked her out of aborting me. Now, how do you deal with that? Coming up through, adolescent, teenage, it was a mess. So I learned how to put on a face, because dad had visitation rights for me. So he would come every Saturday like clockwork. Boom, 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 wherever we were living, because mom was living, just beneath her ability. Brilliant lady, beautiful in features, all of that. Graduated from high school when she was 16 years old. I mean, just brilliant. But because of her past, she was the only child. She didn't know how to deal with it. So she grew into and learned how to deal with it the best way she could. And before you know it, she had 3 babies. Even before she was 20 years old, she had 3 babies. And my dad married her when she had 3 babies. Come on now. My dad, first time out to shoot, married a young lady that had 3 babies. All right. And I was number 4. But when number 4 came along, mom did not really want to be married to this dude who didn't drink, who didn't smoke, and was in the church. So she kicked him to the curb. Later on, she regretted it. Now, so I was a part of a huge fight, man, from birth all the way through in the courts and all of this stuff. My dad had visitation rights. I remember one time, Mico, when my dad brought me back from my Saturday visit, just trying to love on me, he bought me some clothes. Not a whole, and I had them on. And then I had the clothes in a bag that my mom dressed me in. So, see you later, Dad. Love you. Give you a hug. I couldn't have been no more than about 9, 10 years old. Okay. And Dad dropped me off. He goes, because we were in the projects. He heads on out. Mom shuts the door. Tore me up. Who in the blank, blank, blank you think you are? Take them clothes off. Baba, you ain't no better than us. Now, I was a mess, Mico. Okay. So when I tell you I'm passionate about the K through 12, that's an understatement. Yeah. All right. So What we're going to do with this program, there are kids in that situation, some more extreme and some are living pretty nice. But
Yes.
the bottom line is family values as we knew it. I'm a little bit older than you. Family values are eroding more and more and more. Okay. Because it's harder and harder and harder to make a living for yourself. It's harder then to try to establish a family. Okay. If all of you can come into a relationship believing the same thing, then you have a chance of being married and staying married and then transferring that stability to your children. But it's eroding. I saw it as a pastor. I experienced it, and I'm still experiencing it. So my charge is to put together a curriculum, and we've done a wonderful job. I've been doing this 30 plus years. So I've taken best practices from this program and best practices from this program. And I put my personal situation on paper. Of course, I've changed the names and done all this kind of stuff, but I've got 2 books that we have self-published, and I got another 5 books in the can that have been outlined, all right? Dealing with the issues I've just told you about. We have activities and songs and all kind of stuff. So I'm going into the public schools, I'm going into faith-based settings, I'm going into community centers, homeschool settings, giving kids an opportunity to know the love that they're supposed to be getting from their fathers and from their mothers. And if it's not happening, they spend the next greatest amount of time in school. And the students who do not know how to deal with not having the right nutrients, they come to school, they haven't eaten right, they haven't gotten the right rest, whatever it might be. Then the brunt of those deficiencies falls upon that classroom teacher and the other students. And I've seen it. The babies are screaming and crying for our help. Can we totally blame mom and dad? No. But it's their responsibility because they came together and made a child. Whether they were broken, I know I was broken, and really am still coming out of some stuff. All right. So all of that's good. So Mico, when you said about the young ladies, you can't blame them, yeah, you're right. However, there's a world out there that don't care nothing about nothing.
Right.
They're gonna stereotype them girls. They're gonna do everything they possibly can to keep oppressing them, because there's a potential in all of us. And if we're not careful, that potential will be snuffed out and robbed, because if you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't have self-worth, if you're not concerned about your image, you're not going to self-police. You're not going to tell the devil or whoever you call, good or bad. You're not going to tell those forces, no, that's not who I am. And you won't achieve your purpose. So I would not have had the opportunity to fight through all I fought through to pick Mico up, because I would have been so into me that I would not have used my authority to help solve her problem. But she and I, Mico and I, demonstrated the core of my mentoring program. I'm driving a motor coach. She's standing out on the street, having come from a convention, and all of my colleagues ahead of me on the same route passed her, not all of them, but she confessed, she said 2 or 3 buses have gone by. Where, what's up? So it fell on me to solve the problem. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. That's my mentoring program. These kids come to school. They take the same bus, ride the same bicycles, walk the same path, get dropped off, whatever it is. And then they're in class for 8 hours in the school building for 8+ hours, and they have problems.
Yes.
My program is going to put resources in these kids' hands. We're going to confront, lovingly and politically correct, the gatekeepers, superintendents of schools, school principals, classroom teachers, guidance counselors on down the line. And we're going to ask them to allow us to use our best practices. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the program in the students' hands. So I may have described as, I know I talked to Mico about it, but I'm going to use Mico now. Okay. So
before you get started,
yeah.
Let me have you heard of junior achievement?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So just brief what you could do. So you heard of it, but have you ever taught any of the classes with junior achievement?
No.
Okay. When I first moved here back in 2008, let me see, I think it was probably maybe 2013, 14, or 15. It was before I left to move to Nashville. I actually taught classes with junior achievement. I went up to their location. They have a location. I don't know at the top of my head, but I went to the location and I asked to teach in high school. So I taught at maybe 2 or 3 schools, and I taught career services. So what you could do, and this is a shoe-in, is either go to the location or send an email and talk to someone at Junior Achievement. Tell them that you're interested in teaching one of their curriculums. It's usually 7 to 8 weeks, and you do it weekly, and they'll put you in the classroom. I did high school because to me, it was just better for me. But they have elementary, middle, and high school, and you can teach a course. And it's free, of course. And then what you can do is do that for a month or so, or maybe 6 months, get like 1 or 2 schools behind your belt. By the time you're doing that, you're working on your program. And then instead of going through junior achievement, because I don't know if they'll shut you down, but get in tune with the teacher that you see them on a weekly basis for that 7 to 8 weeks or 5 to 6 weeks, depending on which school it is. And then you can talk to them about your mentoring program and see if you can get in that way. Because sometimes, we got to go through the back door when the front door is closed. Sometimes we got to go through the side door or through the window. I'm a poster child for that. When somebody tell me no, when I'm trying to get into the front door, I'm going to make a way. It's going to take a little longer, but I'm going to go through the back door, the side door, the window, the roof. I don't care how I get in, but I'm going to get in.
I love it.
So that's a good thing that you can do. I wanted to ask about that first, and then just have that on your mind. So when you're ready, you can present to them, and then you don't even have to go through junior achievement, but you do have that experience under your belt, and you are already making those connections with the teachers.
Right. Love it. Love it. That's leverage. That's leverage. That's good. That's good. I'll keep that in mind. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, a practical example of my program. Mico is a stream. What is it? What you call it?
YouTuber.
YouTuber. Mico is a YouTuber. I don't know when the light bulb went off with Mico that she was going to be a YouTuber. I also saw that Mico has matriculated. She has climbed through the education system, and she has an advanced degree. So I won't expose too much more if y'all don't know who Mico is, but she's a tough sister.
Better go look her up.
There you go. There you go. Now, what happens if Mico's in middle school and Mico is severely bullied, okay, because somebody's jealous of her, she doesn't want to fit in the clique, and she is on the verge, all right, of doing something crazy to herself or whatever, because she doesn't know who to talk to. Mom is, dad, whoever, they're doing their thing and they're busy, and they're not spending enough time with their daughter to figure out that she's hurting on the inside. So she doesn't know what to do. But I'm Mico's neighbor. I just happen to be good in sports. And the part of the clique that is bullying Mico both young ladies and young men. All right. Some of them are in sports, but because I have a little notoriety and a little esteem, they give me a little more respect and a little more props because they know they can't treat me like they treat Mico. All right. But I know Mico. And so I have compassion for her. I don't know that she's going to be a YouTuber. I don't know that Mico is going to be, a senator. I don't know none of that in middle school. All I know is that I see somebody who is being abused. And because I have good self-esteem and I have now respect for other people who might not have what I have, I'm going to step in. So I check the click. I say, hey, no. She's all right with me. And when I give Mico that validation, boom, then they back off. That's my peer mentoring program, you all. And so now I've befriended Mico. Mico just happens to be a computer whiz, which means she probably is good in math or whatever it is. And I'm a good student athlete. I'm doing all this, but I'm struggling. And Mico then says, well, I appreciate you helping me where I was weak. Now, I'm seeing that you need some help in math. Let me help you. Okay. Now, I'm a student athlete, so I got to keep a GPA, but I'm struggling. So Mico helps me to maintain my grade point average. I then get in high school. Me and Mico just happened. Lost the signal or something happened, Mico, but I'm going to keep talking. So me and Mico go from middle school to high school together. I get a college scholarship to play football, and now I'm all over the television and all of that kind of stuff. But it all started in middle school, where I helped Mico and she turned around and helped me. Did you lose any of that? Did you hear the audio part?
No, but keep going. Keep going. Check your text.
Okay. All right. So in this example, what I'm sharing with you is that Mico was needing the tool and the strength that I had in middle school to stop the bullying. I turned around and needed Mico's strength because she's good at math. We then went to the same high school together, and Mico continued to help me. I continued to help Mico. The bullying sort of subsided a little bit, but because by the time we got in high school, everybody in the bullying clique, they knew that Mico was my friend, so they needed to back up. Okay. I then went on to get a college scholarship and do very well in college sports. Mico became a YouTuber. Boom. So we went in different directions, but it started in middle school. And once we got through the platform of a high school diploma together, she went her way and I went my way. That's my program, you guys. It doesn't matter what you do with the platform once you achieve it and you walk across the stage. Now, in this example, because Mr. Fred's program empowered me because I'm the middle school student who has the influence to stop the bullying. So I use the curriculum and I start helping not only Mico, but I start helping the bullies as well to understand, hey, this ain't cool. Now, the bullies stop bullying Mico. They start getting A's. They stop getting suspended and expelled, okay? Mico then becomes a peer mentor with me, and she takes her influence and she starts helping students. Now, with Mr. Fred's program called Kidz With Purpose, the schools were not able to solve that problem because they're not in that circle, even though they are the administrators and the teachers and all of that, all right? If you have a dysfunctional relationship or if you have a lack of view, of authority and of yourself, it doesn't matter what they say. Once you get in the system, you're in the system of dysfunctional behavior. And if you keep going, you're going to be juvenile. Then if you keep going, you're going to be in the adult prison system. So if we bring a tool to that middle school that can help Mico and can help the bullies, how valuable are we to that school. Now,
Right.
they're going to keep subscribing to the program because we're going to keep getting those kinds of outcomes. All right. Now, with my program, I'm going to take part of the profit and I'm going to put it in an account because Fred, the athlete in this example, helped Mico, and all of those hours that I used to help Mico, and then I turned around and used some of my time to help the bullies, and then Mico joins the program. All of those hours are going to have a dollar value in my program because I'm taking some of the profit from what the schools are paying me. I couldn't do the program without, in this example, me as a student athlete helping Mico, then Mico becoming a mentor with me. And so we could not do the program without the peer mentors, without the children who are in the struggle together. I'm going to take that money, put it in this account. Now, in that account, this is what blows. I think when I shared this with Mico the first time, she was like, wow. Now, listen, where you were raised, can you tell me if there was a vacant lot that had trash in it, or if there was a house that seemed to be in disrepair all the time? Okay. Every community has it. I don't care whether you live behind a gate or not. Every community has depressed or distressed houses or vacant land or whatever it is. Now, when you see that situation, that landowner, whoever he or she might be, is not paying taxes because it's obvious they're not keeping up the property.
Right.
Those tax dollars benefit the school. Those tax dollars benefit libraries, benefit the EMT, police and firemen, all of that. So it will behoove the governing body to welcome whoever who's going to buy that piece of property and start paying taxes on it. That's what Mr. Fred is going to do with the dollars that the schools are going to pay me. We're going to put it in an account and we're going to start buying those depressed properties for, in this example, Fred as a middle schooler and Mico as a middle schooler. As we go through and do our thing and go through the system and graduate school, that pot of money is growing because we're taking those houses and we're fixing them up. We're going to resell them at a wholesale level. We're not greedy. We're going to put people in those houses who maybe couldn't afford a mortgage. So Mico and Fred in this example are going through school and they are actually homeowners. They're business owners with me. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying.
They don't hear you.
Okay, now stop this example. I told you this morning I picked up two young ladies. One is junior, one sophomore, and I was telling them about first impression. I was telling them about guarding themselves on down the line, and I gave them a business card, and I told them to hang in there and keep in touch with me. Why did I do that? Because we have to change the outcome. Somebody's got to go first in not being greedy. So I want those girls to watch their image. And as they're moving forward, as Mr. Fred's program grows and these young ladies get in touch with me, now these young ladies, whatever school system they're in, they have an opportunity to become peer mentors with me. Hey, glory, hallelujah. And tap in. So somebody in Montana is in the program. Somebody in the Bronx is in the program. You might have more depressed houses in the Bronx than you do in Montana.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Because if the kid is in Montana doing his or her thing to be a part of the peer mentoring program, the same offer, just because we have more volume coming out the Bronx than we do out of what Montana, it doesn't matter because we're teaching principles. We're not going to create systemic problems as kids come through and then get launched out into the world. We're creating solutions. Kids with purpose. Let me tell you, if I was tired when I first started this show, look at here. I'm ready to run. I'm ready to go through the wall. All right. Whatever it takes. So kids with purpose. Look out for it. Uh, there's all kind of testimonies. Let me just share. Let me share one real quick testimony with you. You got any comment before I share this testimony, Mico?
You have like 5 more minutes.
All right, I'm gonna take 3 minutes.
Okay.
Ride share. I had 3 gentlemen, picked them up from the airport, took them to an area. Mico knows this area. Took them to a very prominent, from the airport to the Millennium Mall. All right, very posh mall. All right, these guys turned out to be Indian graduate students. They're here on a work visa. When they got in my vehicle, they're talking their native language and they're going at it, laughing and now, if I didn't feel good about myself, I would think that they're teasing and making fun of me. If you have a low self-image, if you have a history of stereotyping and hatred of people that are different than you, you're not going to be able to process that. You got people all over the world right now fighting because they don't understand each other, because they're valuing the wrong thing. They've been taught hatred. And I shared that with the young brothers from India. They were like, wow, you're right, sir. When they got out of my vehicle, the one guy said, thank you very much. And another guy said, sir, the world needs this. We cannot allow generations to keep learning hatred. We gotta invest in them, first of all, because talk is cheap. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's my program, Kids with Purpose. Watch out for it. Bye.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'm about to do the Streamyard. I know I'm doing it at the end. I just wanted to go ahead and get the interview started. It was just too much going on that we were trying to get this done, and now we finally got it done. So if you're watching right now and you're a content creator, YouTuber, you stream on many different platforms, I have a link in the description below where you can start your Streamyard trial for 14 days for free. And if you decide to become a customer under me. Also with Tubebuddy, you're going to need that as well, streaming on many different platforms with the SEO, the tags, different keywords. So if you want an affordable solution that will help you with your titles, your keywords, and your tags for your videos, click on the link below, start your free subscription, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. Thank you, Fred. I'm glad that my Wi-Fi was, we had a little hiccup, but it's okay. It's going to flow. Thank you for being here and, talking about your program. And as I mentioned before, go to Junior Achievement, reach out to them, and then after the class is done, talk with the teacher, connect with them, and then get your program in that way.
Now, and I didn't mention this, my website has not been resubmitted yet. I have the domain. I have the domain locked down and all of that. But if anybody needs to reach me, they can reach me through Kids with Purpose, kwpurpose@gmail.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next interview.